This year, I'm going to call it the year of new friends. These friends are going to be very different, and we'll get into that in today's shout. But for now, how about that good deep breath of allowing? Here we are at the beginning of the year. And the question is humanity, is the planet where you expected it to be now?
No.
No.
I would say it's mixed. It's been up and down, and I don't really think about that.
Mm-hmm.
I feel very removed.
Yeah.
I had no expectations.
No.
That was clear.
It's very clear.
Bar none, every one of you here online knew that this was going to be a big lifetime for you. Then you got sidetracked. You might have thought you'd made mistakes or done something wrong, and then things started falling apart. But I don't want that dream to go unrealized. I don't want that dream to go forgotten, because it's bigger than ever before. It's not what you might have expected. You're allowing your realization. That was what you felt way back when. This is going to be such an important lifetime. I'm going to do something important. And you're doing it right now. I want to talk a little bit about ego. Ego, derived from the Latin word I go. The ego is a beautiful thing in so many ways, but it's kind of villainized, kind of made to seem bad. Ego is fragile. If anybody touches it, it falls apart. It doesn't know what to do. After all of its being a blowhard, somebody just looks at it wrong and it falls apart. The interesting thing about the ego, it's so fragile because it's all based on what other people think of you. It's not been a friend at all. It's been something that you've tried running from, hiding from, polishing, working on, destroying, blowing apart, reinforcing, all the rest of that. This thing called an ego. And the origins of ego, Latin, I go forth. I experience, I expand, I go forth. So your first new friend in this year is your ego. It's the human in experience, and that's what the human is here for, to experience. Second friend coming in, been coming in for a while, but you're really going to notice it this year, is the master. It's the essence of all the stories, whether they're emotional or tragic or anything else. It's the essence. This is going to be your other new friend. So we're going to invent a whole new word here. Linda, if you would go to a new sheet of screen. First, start on the right-hand side and write the word O.
O?
It's a letter.
It's a letter.
Okay, now write G. Now write an E. Okay, now let's take a deep breath. We're going to invent a whole new word, consciousness, everything else. We go. It is the master and the human together, your new friend. You're no longer alone. The ego had no friends whatsoever, but now we combine the human and the master, and it's a we-go. And one more to go with it for the we-go. It's energy.
Ooh.
Energy. There's been kind of an adversarial relationship with energy. This year, I'm going to insist, if you're going to stay in Crimson Circle, you have to allow energy to be your friend. It'll be fun. It'll be easy. You're not going to be worrying about abundance and all those things anymore. A whole new world opens up. Remember our dear friend, John Kaderka? Yeah, he hasn't been gone that long. John's been busy in the laboratory. When he left, he made a commitment. He said, I'm going to work on this, he called it a technology, a communication technology, a link, when he got to the other side, because he realized one of the hardest things for Shambra and for him was how do you communicate with, how do you connect the human, the ego, with the master, much less the I am, the divinity. He's been working on this link, this technology. Actually been working a little bit with Tesla, but doing a lot of it on his own because of his real deep understanding of Shambhala. So he wanted to come in today to introduce this, and we're going to do this now with the Marab, with the We-Go, and with the new friends. Today we talked about the ego. It's been really made to be quite a villain, like a bad thing. It's not. It's your stories, it's your experiences. And that ego, very, very fragile, extremely fragile, because it really wasn't yours. Now let's come back to what is yours. Your sense of awareness, your perception of yourself without anyone else's input. How do you go beyond your thoughts to get back in touch with you? And then John looked at this whole thing of connecting with the master, with the wisdom. How do you do that without the old thoughts and limitations? And how do you connect with energy? That's the one that fascinated him the most. So John's been tinkering around in the lab. He said, I've developed a patch, something that connects the real human to the master, the real human to energy. What is it? John calls it a patch or a link. And he was always patching Crimson Circle software. What he's done now is developed, you could say, a kind of a consciousness patch, a link. I invite you just to take a deep breath and allow this thing. He doesn't want to spend a lot of time describing, but allow this thing that opens you up to that connection to the master. So it's not elusive, it's not somewhere else. It's not that you're going to hear words, but there'll be such a knowingness that the master and you are together. Take a deep breath and allow that. And now we bring into this year the new friends, the master and of energy and of the ego, or we-go. Bring that into this year, and we now open the link, the connection. So what we have is all of this interacting, flowing and moving together. Let's take a deep breath as we begin a new year, your best year ever.